And we are back on the Loveland Report and the Lone Ranger Show. I am Cleve Loveland, Central Florida's voice of real estate, alongside the Lone Rangers. We're doing loans in Central Florida for 33 years. We're both local, both locally born and raised, farm to table.
That's right.
Farm to table. And just for our last segment here, I want to talk about getting qualified buyers through your home. And this is why I get those calls. Believe it or not, in this market, people are still trying to sell on their own, trying to save a buck. And they call me and say, well, I had this guy, I dealt with him for 3 months, and then turns out he doesn't have any money. I'm like, well, I can sniff that out in the first week. Before when the first email, I'm telling the realtor, your offer's no good until let me see the whites of your eyes. Show me the money. And let me see the pre-approval letter. Let me see the fast track from CrossCountry Mortgage. So that's the reason you list a house, is to get the most qualified buyers through your home. You only get 5 people through if you're a buy owner.
For sure.
You might have a couple that just came in from out of town and they got to find a house now. They've lost out on 2 others. They're willing to pay $30,000 over list price. You don't know that if you don't list with us. And then also, when offers come in, how do you tell which one's the best? And it's not always the price, because there might be somebody that's fast tracked, a little bit less of an offer. You got to
have the best qualified buyer.
Waiving appraisal costs.
And these banks and mortgage companies, they'll throw out a pre-approval letter, and they don't even ask all the questions.
I don't trust them.
I had a realtor call me the other day. She says, I had a buyer wants to make an offer on my house, but I'm sending him over to you because I'm not going to entertain this client with a bank pre-approval letter.
I had one. I canceled the contract because the lender would not call me and could not comply with the terms of the contract, saying they had already gotten their application in within 7 days. I put 3 calls in and a call into their boss, and this was a monster mega bank, of course, and I just told them, I said, you're out of contract, we're canceling. The buyer was crushed, and the buyer would not leave that bank. I said, good luck to you.
You have to have a mortgage company that's going to give you great service, particularly if you're in a buyer. I mean, a refinance, the time can... You don't have a contractual date on a refinance, but on a purchase, you have a contractual date that you have to meet, and you're out of contract.
This is serious stuff. Moving trucks are being ordered.
Deposit, you have a lot of things at stake, right?
People are signing contracts. Yep. They're getting ready to move. They're making another move on their end. It's very serious stuff, and you want a good real estate team helping you on that, buying, selling. And make sure the mortgage team knows what they're doing.
And you communicate with any of your clients that you're working with that don't use me. I know your team is on the phone with my team every day.
Yeah.
But and I know that that's helpful because we can work in concert with each other and give the client even a better level of service.
Yep.
However, when you're working with other mortgage companies, you've got people that are having to dog them down and get answers all the time. I
do kind of enjoy rattling cages sometimes at the other companies. Because if the loan rep doesn't call me, doesn't talk to my transaction coordinator, doesn't call me back, my next call is to the boss.
Right.
And I'll say, so-and-so is going to lose you this loan on 123 Elm Street, and I've called them 4 times. We've emailed them on these dates. They have not responded. Tell me what's going on at your company. Please call me back before the end of the day.
And a lot of banks won't let their loan officers talk to a real estate agent and tell them anything about the client. Now, we have a code of ethics and a responsibility to not reveal private information about a specific, but we can tell you that the client's been
applications in.
I've got their tax returns. I've got their bank statements. I've got their credit report. I can tell you when it expired. I can tell you what their credit scores were. I can't tell you that somebody was delinquent on child support or pays child support.
Well, I don't usually need that, but we need response, and this is serious stuff, and you want to always make sure it's being handled by professionals.
Yep. If you want to interview the best real estate agent in town, you call Cleve Loveland at 407-352-8118. That's 407-352-8118. Or go to cleveloveland.com if you'd like to talk to the Lone Ranger about refinancing or purchase a home, first-time home buyer, jumbo, construction firm, rehab loans, discounts for law enforcement and first responders and educators. Cleve and I can help you with that. Huge discounts for you folks. 407-250-9144, or we bring you home.
Have a great weekend.
Yeah, you guys have a great weekend. Thanks again, Cleve.
You're on tomorrow at 11.
I am on tomorrow at 11. Stay tuned.